We are happy to welcome to BNC now the Director of Track and Field at Howard University. His name is David Oliver. David, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. First and foremost, tell us how this entire coronavirus pandemic has affected your team's seasons, and how are you, your student athletes, and your staff handling this whole thing?
Well, thanks for having me on. This whole COVID situation has really been a stressor for myself and the student athletes and, everybody else in the world. We were training, getting ready for the outdoor season, coming off a pretty successful indoor season, and, having everything canceled after that was, it was a tough team meeting to have, sending off the seniors in a way that wasn't what we envisioned. And, telling that, hey, there's not going to be no outdoor season was really rough on our end. But, we have a resilient group of student athletes, and, they understand and holding up their end of the bargain and doing everything they need to do to make sure that we can be successful going forward. Then we got the news that the cross-country season was going to be postponed this fall. And, that was another tough team meeting to, have to put on. But, you don't sit in a director's chair running a program if you're not, willing to face the tough times that as well as the good times. So we're in a tough time right now, but I think that, we have great leadership at Howard University, and I think that we're going to pull through this very successfully.
Is there anything that you can compare it to, just how difficult that was to tell those seniors in particular that their careers were over?
No, I think that was one of the, kind of most difficult things to try to do. I put myself in their shoes when I was a senior athlete. I couldn't understand the amount of devastation that this would have done for me. And, with this being an Olympic year with Olympic trials and, people having aspirations to participate in that and not being able to do that, it was tough. I don't think there's anything that compares to, having to tell your, 21, 22-year-old seniors that, thanks, for everything you've done the last 4 years or so. But, that's it. No senior day, no pomp and circumstance at the Bison Blue Carpet Awards or anything like that. That's just kind of it. And, it's just that mental health aspect of all of this that, I think is the most important thing and what we try to focus on the most as a group and as a group of coaches in the track and field department, and setting up those calls. We have one later on actually with the counseling services at Howard University that are put together these platforms and programs to really discuss the mental health during this whole COVID situation for these young 18 to 21, 22-year-old young adults that are going through a lot of changes in their lives.
So you mentioned the mental health aspect of it. So you're not just a coach, but you're an educator, of course, but now also partially a therapist as well. How do you deal with it? How do you set an example and showcase yourself as one that's strong for these young men and women that look up to you? And how do you yourself handle it?
Yeah, it's very tough, but like you said, you have to just lead by example. And I feel like the best thing you can do is just try to communicate. Try to touch base. We have, over 65 student athletes on the men's and women's team. And, we just try to communicate and do what we can to make sure that they're kept abreast of all the information and just kind of tap in and see how they're handling things. Setting up these things with the counseling services is another aspect. And just having, routine team meetings or just, trying to tap in and just kind of be there for them, because it's a trying time for everybody that's involved. Personally, just trying to stay in the right space, the right headspace myself. And, we're dealing with a lot of meetings and, a lot of uncertainty. You hear something on a Monday and, by the time Tuesday rolls around, it may be completely different. And it's just really, it's been a roller coaster.
David Oliver, Director of Track and Field at Howard University. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us here on BNC. Stay safe and best of luck this entire school year.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on.